All right, everybody, this is the second attempt. First attempt didn't go so well. YouTube was giving me problems. I'm looking through my phone now, and it seems like it's gotten better. I had to actually start the computer and pretty much start all over again. Now, I'm not going to start the game over because we already played the top half of the first, and I'm not going to erase that history. But I will go over the history for folks that didn't see it at the time, which is probably 99% of you. Start the game off, Ellisburg's and then Marty Barrett flew to center. Boggs struck out, but then Greenwell hit a ground ball to first. McGuire not only was unable to get to it, but he also get to it cleanly, I should say, but he also committed an error. And so that allowed the runner to go to third. I'm sorry, the runner went to third on the single, but then the error scored him. So Burke scored, and Greenwell went to second. Still feels a little choppy to me. I don't know. Wild pitch from Stewart moved Greenwell to third, but then Baylor flew to center, and that's where we are, 1-0 in the top of the first. Hello, Dan. Like I said, I had some trouble early on, so I don't know if this is choppy. May be okay this time. There are storms in the area, so I don't know if that's caused anything. Now I'm getting little circles in the sand, so I can go to my app here. Get to my app here. Assuming my app comes up the way I want it to come up. Hello, Dr. D. We're having some technical issues, but I'm trying to work through them at the moment, if at all possible. So let's see if this will show what I want it to show. Don't know if it will or not. Let's see here. It says I'm connected, so I don't know what's going on. Let's see if it's still showing the choppiness or not. Seems like it's okay now, but I mean, how long will it last that way is the question. So I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm going to try to keep it going, if at all possible. So, Ben, you're saying it's cleared up for you now? Because it was still a little choppy for us, and we were getting a couple circles in the sand. Like I was saying, there's a storm in the area. I can hear a rumble of thunder, and the skies are very dark out there. But I don't think that should have anything to do with this because nothing's going over the air. It's all insulated. So I'm going to go ahead and try. I'm going to go ahead and pick up the game because it seems like it's going okay now. So I'm going to trust it, and I trust YouTube as far as I can. I don't, the old saying there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and go with it. So Boston leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Oil Can Boyd getting ready to get his first pitch underway. Luis Polonia is going to lead off for Oakland. So I'm going to depend on you guys. If I'm going to concentrate on the game, but if I will look at the chat. So if something starts going amiss, please inform me so I can see what's going on. And of course, since you missed it the first time, for those that missed it the first time around, we're going to have another ceremonial first sip. Okay. So everybody's saying it looks like it's all right. Good deal. Okay, so Luis Polonia will lead things off. He's hitting 264 on the replay, 3 homers, 14 driven in. He hit 287 real world. That's a 6-3 left-handed. Fly ball left field X. Looking at Greenwell. Greenwell is a 4, and that is, whoops, I just knocked that over. I got to redo it again because I missed what it was. 4 and a 2. So that's going to be a double, most likely. A double, 4 and a 2. And I'm sorry, 4 and 2 is good. Yes, it's going to be a double. Greenwell's an E10, and that is an 8. E10, there's no 8 there, but it will be a double for Luis Polonia. The reason I re-rolled that is because I couldn't see the D20 down here. So I went to grab it and I knocked it over. So I couldn't tell what the roll really was. So I just figured the only fair way to do it was to re-roll it. So here's Mike Davis. Davis on the replay is hitting 287, 16 homers, 49 driven in. He hit 265 real world. 4-6, and that's going to be a triple 1 to 13, double 1 to 4, 14 to 20 is a double rather. That's a 14. That's a double. I don't know if you can hear that. It was just the thunder in the background. I don't know if it came across on the stream or not, but definitely had that rumble of thunder. And now, just that quickly, we're tied at 1 apiece. Oil Can Boyd having his issues. So RBI double from Mike Davis, and now here comes Jose Canseco. He's hitting 260 on the replay, 18 homers, 53 driven in. He hit 257 real season. Canseco 211, and that's a fly to right field. One away. For Mark McGwire. McGwire on the replay, hitting 290, 29 homers, 61 driven in. He had 289 real world. That is a 4-7, and that's a 1 for a double. Anything else will be a single. That'll score the run because it's a 2-star single. And that's exactly what we have. So the Oakland A's come back and take a 2-1 lead very quickly. Didn't take long here in the bottom of the first against the Oil Can. That brings up Carney Lansford. Lansford hitting 274 on the replay. 10 homers, 46 driven in. He hit 289 real world. That's a 5-3. Ground ball pitcher X, he's a 2E0, so that's possible. Could be a double play. In order to get the G1 for the double play, though, a pitcher with a 2 would have to get a 13 or higher to get that G1. And that's an 11, so that's just going to be a G2, fielder's choice. He's not going to make an error. We'll make sure there's no rare play. There's not. What's just going to be a 1 to 4 fielder's choice. Lansford, the new runner at first base. And that'll bring up Hot Dog Reggie Jackson, designated hitter. Jackson hitting 202 on the replay, 12 homers, 35 driven in. He hit 220 real world. And we'll see, does Lansford, before he bats, we're going to see if Lansford can get a jump and needs 2 through 5. He does not, so Reggie will bat. That's a 1-4 for Reggie. He's going to ground to short, and that's going to end the inning. But the A's take a 2-1 lead after 1. And we go to the top of the second. Stewart back out. We'll face Dewey Evans, Bill Buckner, and Spike Owen. To start the top of the second. Evans hitting 346 on the replay, 19 homers, 57 driven in. He had 305 real world. It is really, it looks like it's night. It looks more like 9 o'clock at night than it does 9:44 in the morning. Or 9:44 is what the time I have right now. Looks more like 9:44 at night than it does at 9:44 in the morning. I'm telling you, it's really, really dark out there. And they were calling for storms. You don't usually get storms in the morning like this. Very, very strange, but I guess just the unstable air. So you may hear a rumble in the background, possibly. I feel like it's almost right over my head. All right, here is Evans. That's summer for you. 310, and that's a fly to center, particularly in the mid-Atlantic area. Now, that was a pretty big thing of thunder there. I don't know if that went through the video or not, but I definitely heard that one. All right, so Evans flies to center. It's supposed to get nice tomorrow and Thursday are supposed to be really, and Friday for that matter, supposed to be really be nice. So, morning, Jason. Yeah, I'm going to look at the. That just made me think of something there, Ben. I want to look at the radar in the area and see what we've got. See how it's looking out there. Okay, so there, let me go over here so I can see what's going on here. But as we can see, and I'm right just right above Petersburg. So right there, Richmond, Petersburg, particularly Petersburg, you see the orange. That's what's above my head right now. And hopefully that will go away later. But that's what I'm dealing with right now. So I'm hoping that clears up. We can hope. We can hope. Hopefully I don't lose power either. That would be because then I lose internet and lose the stream, lose everything. So hopefully that won't be the case. Anyway, sorry to sidetrack that. Here's Bill Buckner hitting 284 on the replay. 3 homers, 25 driven in. He hit 286 real world. That is a 1-5, and that is a home run chance. 1-15 would tie the game. 16-20 is just going to be a double, and that's a double for Bill Buckner. Billy Buck with his 14th double of the season. He had 18 real world. He's on for Spike Owen, shortstop, switch hitter. Owen hitting. Whoa! I know people heard that because I heard it. It scared the crap out of me. That was unexpected, but that was loud. Let's see here. He's hitting 233, a homer and 15 driven in. He hit 259 real world. $1-8. That's a walk. So I'm hoping we don't lose power or internet. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping also don't get electrocuted, but there's a whole lot of things going on here. Second walk. This is a very interesting game, to say the least. So the walk to Spike Owen. Here comes a. Ooh, that was a big flash. I just saw that one. What the flash to bang ratio is. I can see that. That was not a flash. That was a bolt I saw. Now it's in the distance, but still. And I can hear the rain. The rain is pouring now. So, in fact, I had the window open for Tabby. I need to go, not the window, but the back door, sliding back door open for Tabby. I got to go close that because it might be raining in there. I'll be right back. No rain in there yet, but I went ahead and closed it anyway, just to be on the safe side, because I'm upstairs, not downstairs, and I don't want to come back and get a flood in the house. So figure better safe than sorry. So Mark Sullivan is your batter. Sullivan is hitting 189 on the replay, 3 homers, 16 driven in. He hit 169 real world. Yep, I think I saw an old man gathering animals 2 by 2 here. All right, here is Mark Sullivan, 6'3", and that is a ground ball pitcher X. He is a 4 with an E6, so he's a 4 range according to the computer. 4-9. Not sure he's going to get to that, but we'll find out if he does or doesn't. 4 and a 9 is a G3, so his only play is going to be to first base. That'll move the runners up 90 feet. He's an E6, so error chances are 3, 13, and 18. And that's 11, so no problem there. So it's a ground out to Stewart, and that'll move both runners up 90 feet. 2 down now. Clutch situation coming up for Ellis Burks. Burks walked and scored his first chance. It is definitely pouring down rain out there. That is for sure. I know you can't hear it on the stream, but it is definitely pouring down rain. Let's see. Burks in the clutch loses a bunch of hits. 1-9, 1-10, 2-8, 2-12. So 4 hits he will lose. 5-4, and that's a fly ball center field X. Center field Poloni is a 3. It is really pouring down out there. 3-12, he will get to that. His error chance is E9 in center field is a 3, 4, 14, 17, and 18. And that is a 12, so he's okay. And that will end the inning. So Boston unable to tie the score. Stewart pitches around the mess. And all I can say is a good thing we're indoors. So we go to the bottom of the second, 2-1 Oakland. While all heck is breaking loose, real world outside. I'm going to try to drive on as best I can, as long as I'm able. Here is Mickey Tettleton. Not Tettleton, Phillips. How did he get out of order here? I'll put him out of order. He can't bat out of order. It's Tony Phillips, the batter. Phillips is hitting 248, 4 homers, 31 driven in. He hit 240 real world. Switch hitter, 3-7, and that's a strikeout. First one for Oil Can. One away. Hopefully this is a quick moving storm and we'll quickly head east and get out of here. Here's Mickey Tettleton. He's hitting 187 on the replay, 9 homers, 20 driven in. He hit 194 real world. That's a 3-8 for Tettleton, and he will draw the base on balls. First walk issued by Oil Can. Brings up the number 9 hitter, Alfredo Griffin. Switch hitting shortstop. Griffin is hitting 268 on the replay. 2 homers, 33 driven in. Hit 263 real world. That is a 1-11. 1-11. And that's a pop out second base. 2 down. And that'll bring up Luis Polonia. Tabby was sitting on the couch downstairs. She has since moved away from that. Thunder kind of scares her a little bit, so she's got a hiding spot somewhere. Just don't know where it is. She'll pick probably behind the couch or something. I don't know. Here's Luis Polonia. That's a 1. So Boyd has a 0 wild pitch, but a 20 balk. But he's a 0 wild pitch, so nothing going on there. 5-7, and that's a ground ball to second. That'll do it. Nothing doing for the A's. Sounds like the rain has already kind of stopped. So hopefully that means a storm is passing through. And we'll move on shortly. Well, as soon as I say that, then a rumble of thunder comes up. So, who knows? It's still dark as you know what out there. It's typical summer in Virginia, I guess is the best way to describe it. All right, here is Marty Barrett. He will start the top of the third. It's a 3-7, and that is a walk. And for Stewart, that is his third walk. Fortunately, I don't use any kind of headset or anything like that, so I'm totally unconnected to any mechanical equipment, except for when I'm typing in the computer to put in the play results. Other than that, I'm not connected to the computer in any way, so if any kind of a bolt of lightning or whatever comes through, at least hopefully I'm safe from that. Barrett with the walk, he's going to try to get the lead. He needs a 4. And no lead there successfully. So here comes Wade Boggs. 6-5, and that is a 1 for a triple. Anything else will be a single, 2 stars. And that's going to be a single. It's going to put runners at the corners with nobody out. And here come the Red Sox. Mike Greenwell, the batter. Runners at the corners, nobody out. Infield playing back for a double play. That's a 1-4, and that is a fly ball right field B ? Potential sacrifice fly. Marty Barrett is a 15. You add 2 on the B ? to make it a 17. Right fielder Arm Davis is a -2 to make it a 15. 1-15. That's a 75% chance. I like those odds. So he's going to tag up. And he's in there. Sacrifice fly for Mike Greenwell, and we are tied at 2 apiece. And now the rain has returned in earnest. I can hear it. So I guess the thought that the storm had passed was a pipe dream in my example. So what are you going to do? So we go to Don Baylor. Check on something real quick. Go to Don Baylor with Boggs at first and 1 out. Boggs no threat to run, but we are tied at 2. 3-9 for Baylor, and that's a walk. Stewart uncharacteristically now his 4th walk. He did walk 105, but in 261 innings. So it's very strange he's having these control issues. But now it's first and second, 1 out for Dwight Evans. Whoops. That is a 3-7. And that's another walk. So 5th walk issued by Stewart. Maybe the Storms are getting him unsettled. I don't know. But bases are loaded now with 1 out for Bill Buckner. Infield will play for the double play. The one good thing is I don't see a lot of wind out there, so I'm hoping that means that the power will stay on. There won't be down trees or anything. I'm not seeing wind. I'm just seeing heavy rain and thunder and lightning, but no wind. At least not, the kind you would see that's blowing all over the place. I'm sure up in the upper elevations it's a little windy, but I don't see any trees swaying or anything like that. So here's Buckner. 6-6, and that's going to be a 1-10 double. 11-20 is going to be a sacrifice fly. And that's a sacrifice fly to right field. Second sacrifice fly of the inning. And the Red Sox take a 3-2 lead. Bill Buckner, a sacrifice fly. And for Buckner, that is run batted in number 26 on the replay. Red Sox take a 3-2 lead. Still runners at first and second with 2 out. And that brings up Spike Owen. Owen, in the clutch, will gain a couple hits, 110, 112. That, however, is a 2-8, and that's a pop out to McGuire to end the inning. But 2 runs for the Red Sox, and they take a 3-2 lead over Oakland. Obviously, Dave Stewart, not quite his normal self, having issued 5 walks in 3 innings. So maybe Dave Duncan between innings can get him straight. We shall see. Bottom of the 3rd we go. Mike Davis to lead things off. He doubled his first time up. And that is a 5-6. And that is a 1-14 single. 15-20 he lines out. And that's a single for Mike Davis. 2 for 2 for Davis. And needs a 2 through 5. 2 through 5 to get the lead. And 6, he will not get it. Could be worse. I could be doing a Dave Gardner walking video right now and getting drenched and potentially electrocuted. So at least I'm inside. Here's Canseco. That's a 6-7, and that is a fly to center, 1 away. So 1 down, and that's going to take us to Mr. Mark McGuire. I'm sorry, that was McGuire. It should have been Canseco I was talking about flying to center. Now it's McGuire coming up. McGuire, first time up, he singled. That's a 2. Balk or pass ball. He's a potential 20. Well, it is a 20. It's going to be a balk. So there's no, when it's a 20, it's automatic balk. So Boyd balks. Puts Davis at second base for Mark McGuire. That's a 2-11, and that is a ground ball to short, 2 down. Two down clutch situation for Carney Lansford. In the clutch for Lansford, let's see, he gains a hit 3-9. 1-8, and he grounds to short, and that'll end the inning. So Boyd pitches around the mess, and Red Sox hold on to that lead 3-2 as we head to the fourth inning here in Oakland. Here is Stewart. I will say one thing about those walking videos. He definitely has a cult following, because he had a couple people, they're not doing it anymore, but he had a couple people that branched out and did their own walking videos after he did his walking videos. So apparently he's got a big reach out there. Here is Sullivan. 3-8 for Sullivan, and that is a strikeout. And for Stewart, that is the first strikeout of the game. To go with those 5 walks. Maybe Dave Duncan's got him straightened out between innings. That is a 4-3, and that's a fly ball left field X. That's going to be Canseco. He's a 3. E9 and a 6 is not a problem, so that's going to be out number 2. I'm thinking he's walking for health reasons, because probably his doctor told him to walk after having that heart problem. So I guess he's trying to, instead of just walking by himself, I guess he's trying to I guess feel like he's got company while he's walking. So I don't know. I don't know the origin of it, so can't comment per se. But I always say, do what you want to do. So if he likes to do it, more power to him. Hope his health is improving because of these walks. Here's Barrett, 5-6, and that's a strikeout for Stewart to end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the fourth, still 3-2 in favor of Boston. Boyd back out, and we'll be facing Hot Dog Jackson to start things off. Hello, Joe. Here's Reggie. 4-3, and that's a ballpark single, but it's not very good. 1-3. And he just missed it. So turns out Reggie just ends up lining to second base. 1 away. And that'll bring up Tony Phillips. 5-4. Switch hitter batting left. 5-4 is ground ball third base. Actually, we're looking at Boggs. He's a 2E16 for Wade Boggs. 2-18 is good. E16. E16 at third base. Let's see. E16. He's got to avoid 3, 4, 7, 14, 16, and 18. That's a 13. I think he's okay with that. E16, there is a 14, but no 13. So Boggs will make the play. 2 down, and that'll bring up Mickey Tettleton. That is a 6'10 switch hitter. Ground ball shortstop back, Spike Owen. He's a 3E17. 3 and a 13 is good. E17 at short. He's got to avoid 15, 16, and 17. And he does just that to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Oil Can. We go to the fifth. It's still 3-2 Boston. Oil Can hanging in there. Stewart apparently did right the ship, though, because he went a 1-2-3-4. Let's see if that continues. He's got to face the heart of the order. Boggs, Greenwell, and Baylor. And that could make a difference. Boggs is 1 for 2. Well, that white die went over the edge. It did not go through the chute, so we'll redo it. 6-7, and that is a 1-4 single. 5-20 is a line out. And that is a line out to Phillips. 1 away. That'll send up Mike Greenwell. 5-6 for Greenwell, and that's a strikeout for Stewart. His third rather. No, take it back. That's his fourth. Get a strikeout in the first as well. So 4 strikeouts now for Stewart. And that's going to bring up Don Baylor. So whatever Dave Duncan told him, but after the third inning seems to have taken effect, and he seems to be calming down. 3-7 for Baylor, and that's a 1-18 single. 19-20 he lines out, so that's a base hit, 2-out single for Baylor. And that'll bring up Dewey Evans. He is fly to center and walked. 6-5, and that's a straight out double to left field. So as soon as I say they straighten him out, now he gives up 2 hits in a row. We'll see if Baylor can try to score. He's not that fast. Let's see. He runs at a 12, not being held as a 13, 2 outs as a 15. But then you got the -2, makes it a 13. They're still going to send him 1-13. He will score. And he does. So it's an RBI double from Dewey Evans scoring Baylor. And the Red Sox take a 4-2 lead. Since Evans only runs at a 12, he did not take third on the throw. And that brings up Bill Buckner. Here's Buckner. 3-2, and that's a pop out to Phillips, and that'll end the inning. The Red Sox take a 4-2 lead. As we head into the bottom of the 5th, this will be the fatigue inning for Oil Can Boyd. And he will be facing the number 9 hitter, Alfredo Griffin, to start things off. Griffin, first time up, popped it to Marty Barrett. 2-5, and he's going to line this one right to Spike Owen. 1 away. And that brings us back to the top of the order, and Luis Polonia. Polonia doubled and scored in the first, grounded out in the second. 3-9, and this time he pops it up to Buckner. So A's having trouble getting the ball out of the infield. They haven't got the ball out of the infield since the fly ball to center by Canseco back in the third. They've had, 7 consecutive outs that have been infield bound only. So here's Mike Davis. That is a 5-7. Ground ball second base C. That trend continues. So Boyd will pitch into the 6th. He has complete endurance. He didn't give up anything in his 5th inning. And we will head to the top of the 6th inning. Score still 4-2 Boston. Bottom of the order for the Red Sox, Spike Owen, Mark Sullivan, and then Ellis Burks. 1-7 for Spike Owen. He flies to right. Davis is there, 1 away. And that brings up Mark Sullivan. And that is a 5-7, right-handed. Ground ball second base X, that's Phillips. He's a 4. 4-16, he'll get to that. E21 for Phillips. He's got to avoid 4, 13, and 17, which he does not. That's a 13. So Phillips will boot it. Again, E21 and a 13. It is right there under the E1, or one base error, I should say. It's E4 technically, but one base error there. And that is the second error on the Oakland A's. And that'll bring up Ellis Burks. 6-8. And that's going to be a strikeout for Stewart. That is his, looks like his 5th. 2 away from Marty Barrett. Oh, that white dot flipped over the edge. Let's try that again. There we go. 1-9. And that's going to be a double, 1-19. It will not score the run. It's a 2-star double. And that's what we have, a double by Barrett. Moves Sullivan to third base. Second and third, they're going to intentionally walk Wade Boggs with first base open, even though Stewart's been walking guys. They just can't they're not going to let Wade Boggs do it to him. They're going to make Mike Greenwell do it to him, but they don't want Wade Boggs doing it to him. So on Greenwell, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, And that is a 5-3. Ground ball first base C. That'll do it. McGuire will flip to Stewart covering, and that will end the inning. So Stewart pitches around the mess. Gets out of it unscathed. And we go to the bottom of the sixth. Still 4-2. Favor of the Red Sox. Boyd facing heart of the order, Canseco, McGuire, and Lansford. It's a 4-9, and that's going to be a ballpark blast for Canseco, but it's only 1-5. And that's a fly to left. You wonder how many home runs he lost playing in Oakland, as well as McGuire. Here's McGuire. Speaking of McGuire, 2-11 for McGuire, and that is a ground ball to short, 2 down. 2 up and 2 down very quickly. And that takes us to Carney Lansford. Lansford is, you know what, I'm putting in the wrong spot. I'm putting the top of the 7th instead of the bottom of the 6th. That was kind of foolish, wasn't it? Sometimes that happens. We'll fix it. It is fixed. And here's Carney Lansford. 6-3, and that's a fly ball left field X, and that is Greenwell. 4. 4-17 is good. E10 on an E10. What does he have to avoid for an E10? As a left fielder, he's got to avoid 3, 4, and then 14 through 18. And he does that with a 10. So good play for Greenwell. And look at this. Oil Can Boyd has retired 12 in a row. I don't know what got into him, but he certainly has shut down this Oakland A lineup. We go to the 7th. It's still 4-2. This is the fatigue inning for Stewart, and it looks like the storm has passed. Skies are clearing up now. I can actually see daylight out there, so that's a good sign. So hopefully all that stuff has passed. Here is Baylor. Baylor 3-11, and that's a ballpark single check. It's only a 1-3, though. And that will be a line out to short for Baylor. 1 down. And that's going to send up Dewey Evans. 4-12. Ground ball first base C. McGuire gets it. Flips to Stewart. 2 down. For Billy Buck. And that's a 5-9. And that's going to be a strikeout for Stewart. So he keeps full endurance into the 8th inning. And we go to the bottom of the 7th inning stretch time here in Oakland. Still 4-2. And Boyd still rolling. No action in the Boston bullpen as of yet. Although this will be the last, I think this will be the last inning for Boyd. I don't usually like to go more than 2 innings past their fatigue. So we'll see. So Reggie, Hot Dog Jackson is 0-2. It's 2-7, and that's going to be a 1 for a single, but anything else he lines it to Barrett. And Reggie's going to be 0-3 on the day. 13 in a row now retired by Mr. Boyd. And here's Phillips, 4-8. And it's a strikeout. There's a dot there, but he's not tired yet. And for Oil Can, that's his 2nd strikeout. 2 down. And that'll bring up Mickey Tettleton. 2-10 for Tettleton, and that is a fly to center to end the inning. And that'll do it for Oil Can Boyd. He will finish in a high note for sure, retiring 6, 9, 12, 15 in a row to end his pitching performance. They will turn it over to the bullpen. 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and they were in the 1st inning. He gave up back-to-back doubles to start the game, and then after that, he just kind of shut them down. 2 strikeouts. I think he only walked 1, which was important not to give up all those walks. And he only gave up 4 hits. So we go to the top of the 8th, and we'll figure out who the new pitcher is going to be for the Red Sox in the bottom of the 8th. Most likely it will be a left-hander. I believe it's going to be Joe Sambito. Joe Sambito will be coming on to to pitch in the 8th inning. He has a -5 on his hold. So Joe Sambito. In the meantime, Dave Stewart back out. We'll be facing Owen, Sullivan, and Burks. Here is Owen. That is a 1-7. 1-7 for Owen. He flies to right field. 1 down. Here's Mark Sullivan. 5-7, and that is a ground ball second base X. Again, we're going to Phillips, and he is a 4, E21. Made an error last time we looked at him. 4 and a 4. This is going to get through for a base hit. Kind of hard to make an error on something you can't get to. 4 and a 4 is going to be a single. And again, he's got to avoid that 4, 13, and 17. So I think 13 is what did him in last time, was 13. See if he can avoid that this time. He does. That's a 16. So he's okay because 17 is the error, not 16. So no error, but it will be a base hit for Sullivan. He's aboard for Ellis Burks. And now the Oakland bullpen starting to stir. And it looks like left-hander Dave Leeper loosening in the bullpen. He would be coming on to face Boggs and Greenwell. So they're looking ahead. If Stewart can't get out of the inning and we get to Boggs' at bat, you'll see Dave Leeper most likely. All right, here's Ellis Burks. That's a 4-6, and that's a strikeout for Stewart, his 7th. So this is most likely going to be Stewart's last batter face regardless, and that is Marty Barrett. Barrett doubled his last time up. 4-9, and this time he lines it to second, and that's going to do it, and we'll cap Stewart at 8 innings. So Stewart's going to go his 8 innings. Give up 4 runs. In fact, I'll go to the computer here and go to the box score just to save me from doing any mathematics on this particular situation so I don't mess it up. According to the box score, Dave Stewart, 8 innings pitched, 7 hits, 4 runs, 3 of which were earned. The unearned run, where did the unearned run come from? Oh, this E3 here. That's what the unearned run was in the first inning. All right, and then he walked 6, struck out 7. So the walks really were not something he was proud of, I'm sure. So Dave Leeper will be your pitcher in the top of the 9th for the Oakland A's. And Leeper is a -6 on his hold. But he will pitch the top of the 9th right now. And Joe Sambito. You got to bring Joe Sambito into the game. Joe Sambito. Let's get the numbers on Sambito. He's a setup guy for the closer, Calvin Schiraldi. So Sambito on the real season was 2-6 with a 6.93 ERA. And he had no saves real world. On the replays, 0-2 with 2 saves, 4.76 earned run average, 23 innings pitched, 26 hits, 8 walks, 21 strikeouts. And he'll be starting out facing the number 9 hitter, Alfredo Griffin. Polonia is on deck. He's a 287 hitter, so I doubt they pinch hit for him. There's not a whole lot on the bench for the Oakland A's, particularly from the right-hand side. Their best right-handed hitter off the bench is Terry Steinbach, the backup catcher. Ron Say, 221, not very good. Johnny LeMaster is awful. And Dwayne Murphy's the left-handed center fielder. So Steinbach would be the only one I can think of that might pinch hit. But Davis is 2 for 3, so who are you going to pinch hit for is the question. All right, here's Alfredo Griffin. That is a 2-7 against the lefty, and that's a base hit for Alfredo Griffin. And Griffin, with that -5 hold, is and down by 2 runs. He is not going anywhere. They will hold him on, but he's not going to try to steal. And now Polonia. Do they pinch it for Polonia, or do they let him swing away? You know what? La Russa has made the decision, and Terry Steinbach has come out to hit for Polonia. And what they will do defensively is they will move, or they will bring in Dwayne Murphy to play center after the fact. So Murphy will be the new center fielder in the 9th, but right now it is Steinbach who is going to pinch hit here in the 8th. And then Murphy going in to play center field in the 9th. So Terry Steinbach. We get the numbers on Steinbach. Real season Steinbach, 284 average, 16 home runs. Pretty good. So we'll bring him on the computer and see how he's doing in the replay itself for Mr. Steinbach. See if he gives Sambito the grapes of wrath. All right, so Steinbach on the replay is hitting 259, 4 homers, 14 driven in. Griffin at first. Sambito, 6'10", and that is a ground ball shortstop X. We're looking at Spike Owen. Owen is a 3E17. 3 and a 6. This could be interesting. 3 and a 6 is a G3, so it's going to be runner advance. It's a ground ball 6-3, assuming there's no error. The error rating is an E17, so he has to avoid 15, 16, and 17, which he does. So it's going to be a 6-3 ground out with Griffin taking second base. So Steinbach grounds out in his pinch hitting performance. He does move the runner up, but that's not really helping them a whole lot when they're down by 2. Down by 1, it would help, but not down by 2. And now Mike Davis, right fielder, will bat against Sambito. And that is a 5-7. Ground ball shortstop X. Again, we're looking at Spike Owen. 3 and a 20, he gets to it. E17. And he does not make an error, so good play there. And that's going to be it for Sambito. He did his job. He got the lefties out. But they're not going to let him face Jose Canseco. They're going to the bullpen for Calvin Schiraldi to try to finalize everything. Sambito is going to go 2/3 of an inning, give up a hit, nothing else. But the run is his responsibility. Schiraldi's a +4 on the hold. May or may not make a difference. So Mike Davis grounds to short. Put that in the computer. And now we bring on the closer, Calvin Schiraldi, to face Jose Canseco. And we'll get the numbers on Schiraldi as well. Schiraldi on the real season, 8-5 with a 4.41 ERA and 6 saves in the real season. In the replay, he's actually done slightly better, maybe. He's 5-5 with 8 saves, but his ERA is a little bit higher, 4.78. 38 hits, 38 innings pitched, 44 hits, 11 walks, and 48 strikeouts. And he will face Mr. Canseco with 2 outs and a runner at first. That is a 4-7, and it's a ground ball to second base X. So now Marty Barrett gets to try. He's a 2. But he was holding the runner on, so that makes him a 3. But at 18 is not going to matter. He's going to get to it anyway. E11, he just has to avoid 15, 17, and 18, which he easily does, and that's going to end the inning. So now we go to the top of the 9th. It's still 4-2 Boston. Dave Leeper is out, and we'll get his numbers. Got to bring him on the computer as well. And the computer is telling me I have to bring in a center fielder. So we're going to bring in Dwayne Murphy in place of Steinbach to play center field and bat leadoff. And now Dave Leeper is coming on to replace Stewart. Leeper on the real season was 2-1 with a 3.78 ERA and 1 save. But he's been killing it in the replay. He's 3-1 with 2 saves, an ERA of 0.72, 25 innings pitched, 13 hits, 13 walks, 19 strikeouts. The walks are a little high, but 25 innings pitched and only 13 hits, I would say that's really, really good. And he's going to face 2 tough left-handed hitters, Wade Boggs and Mike Greenwell. That's 6-6 for Leeper. Lefty struck him out. 1 away, and here is Greenwell, but Greenwell will be called back, and we're going to get a pinch hitter. And Mr. Hindu, Dave Henderson, is going to pinch hit, and he'll stay in the game and play left field, where he's a better left fielder. So Henderson will pinch hit and stay in the game to play center field, or play left field, rather. So pinch hits in the 9th, left field in the 9th for Mr. Henderson. So now let's get the numbers on Henderson. Who next year, ironically, will be part of the Oakland A's American League Championship team. In 87, he's still with Boston. Henderson on the real season hit 234, 8 home runs in 184 at-bats. On the replay, in 158 at-bats, he's already got 12 home runs, so he's definitely crushed that. His average is a little bit better, 253, 12 homers, 30 driven in. So let's see what Henderson can do here against Leeper. That's a 6-10, and that's going to be a ground ball third base X. We're looking at Carney Lansford. He is a 3. 3-2. That's going to get through for a base hit for Henderson. Checking for an error. An E8. He has to avoid 3 and then 15 through 18. And that is a 14. He just barely did it. Boy, how close can you get? E8, 15 through 18 is an error, but a 14 is just fine. So it will be a single for Henderson, but it won't be an error. And now here's Don Baylor. And now we got Baylor and Evans coming up. Do they stick with Leeper is the question. Well, he's pitched so well for him, it's kind of hard. Even though it's lefty-righty, it's kind of hard to pull him. So they're going to leave him in there to face Baylor. 111 for Baylor. It's a ground ball to second. It's a B, so it's a 4-6 fielder's choice. And now that's 2 away. And that'll send up Dwight Evans with Baylor, the new runner at first, not being held. 4-8, and that's a single to left field. Let's go put runners at first and second for Billy Buck. So we got lefty-lefty matchup with Buckner. Clutch situation for Buckner against lefties. He will gain a hit on 2-6. 1-4 is going to be a ground ball back to Leeper, and that's going to end the inning. So Leeper, win his 1 inning, gave up 2 hits, nothing else. Did get a strikeout. And it's last chance saloon here for the Oakland A's as they trail it 4-2. And they will have to see what they can do against Calvin Schiraldi. They will have McGuire, Lansford, and Reggie Jackson scheduled hitters. And, of course, the computer is now prompting me to put Dave Henderson into left field, which we will do. Can't go on without a left fielder. Come on, computer. Do this for me here. There we go. Okay, so Mark McGuire leading things off. 2-6 for McGuire, and that's a 1-6 single. 7-20, he lines out. And that's a line out to Spike Owen. One away. One down. Brings up Carney Lansford. 1-6 for Lansford. He grounds it to Spike Owen. 2 down. And the Kansas City Royals are loving this one because they will gain a game on the A's and cut that lead down to 6 games. It was 7. They've cut it to 6. Last chance. Hot Dog Jackson. 6-3, and that's a split. 1-7 is a single. 8-20, the game's over. And it's a 2, so Reggie gets a base hit. How about that? He says, I'm not making the last out. And now that brings up Tony Phillips. Switch hitter. He is 0 for 3. But really nobody left on the bench to hit for him. He's a 240 hitter. He's not too bad, but there's really nobody left on the bench. The only bench players they have remaining are Ron Cey and Johnny LeMaster. So you're kind of hamstrung here. Can't really go anywhere else. 4-4, and that's an in-home run chance. I'm sorry, that's 5-4. 4-4 is a fly to center field X. What a big difference that was. Fly center field X. Burks is a 2. 2 and a 12, he'll get to it. E5 is the only question. What are the errors on E5 for a center fielder? The error chances are 4, 16, 17, and 18. As long as he avoids those numbers, the game is over. Is a 17. E5 center field, a 17 is a 2-base error. 2-base error on Ellis Burks, and the game will continue. Boston just doesn't want to make things easy, apparently. 2-base error on the normally reliable Ellis Burks. And now we've got Mickey Tettleton as the go-ahead. The tying runs are on base. Mickey Tettleton is the winning run. But it's a clutch situation. 1 base hit, and we have a tied game. Will Calvin Schiraldi blow the lead? Of course, he should be out of the. Tettleton is a decently dangerous hitter. Even though his average is not good, his power is really good. But I don't think you want to walk him and put the winning run on base. They're going to go ahead and pitch to him. And here we go. In the clutch for Tettleton against right-handers, he gains a hit on a 2-3. That's it. Everywhere else he's neutral. And that is a 4-3. 4-3 is a ground ball pitcher X. So we're looking at Schiraldi. Schiraldi is a 3E17. So now it's up to Schiraldi to finish the deal. 3 and a 9. I think he's okay with that. 3 and a 9 is a G3. That's all he needed. He's an E17 for a pitcher. So he has to avoid 3, 6, 11, 12, and 17. And we get an 11. Do you believe that? This is amazing. E17 and the 11 is right there for a 1-base error. Back-to-back errors on the Red Sox. This one on Schiraldi. Jackson will score to cut the lead to 4-3. Phillips will go to third. 2 outs. 4-3 game now. Schiraldi now compounding things by making his own error. And now that brings up Alfredo Griffin. Oh, was it a 10? Did I misread that? Let me go back and look at it. Hold on. Did I misread that? Hold on. Let me go back and look at it. It's very possible because I'm looking over the edge of this thing, so I could very well misread something. So I'm going to back this up just a hair so that I can make sure I've got the right thing here. Back this up here. All right, pitcher X, got that part. All right, so we're coming up on the roll now, I think. So let's see what we got here on this. Let me turn this stupid thing off. The glare is terrible. All right, so we're coming up on the roll. I think this is the roll for the error check. So let's see what we got here. That is a 16. I'm sorry, that is a 17. Oh, that was for Burks. Okay, I'm far back. All right, let's keep it. Let's keep it going. That was the error on Burks. All right, now we look at the at bat for coming up for Mr. Schiraldi. Would you know something like this would happen in Storms? This has just been a chaotic game to begin with. So now we look at Tettleton and see what he can do. We know he grounds it to Schiraldi for an error. So let's get, come on now. Here we go. So now we're going to roll for the at bat, which was a ground ball pitcher X. Don't remember what the roll was now for the ground ball pitcher X. We'll find out. Let's see, 4-3. That's right. Ground ball pitcher X on the 4-3. So there we go. And we figured out he was a 3E17, I think is what I said, 3E17. 3 and a 9 we know was good. And the question is on the E17, what did we roll? Did we roll a 10 or an 11? Because I read it to be an 11. Obviously, that was incorrect from what everybody's saying. So let's see. The roll is a 10. You guys are correct. So there you go. Thank you for the correction. That will end the ball game. Schiraldi did not boot it. He actually made the play. It's going to be a 1-3 ground out. Oakland does get a run in the ninth, but it's inconsequential. And so now we put in, I got to undo the Tettleton error that I just put in there. So let's fix that. Like I said, thank you guys for catching that. And also thank you, Stratomatic, for putting an undo button in the game, because that certainly is critical. And there's the game. Okay, so there we go. We've got it straightened out now. Red Sox defeat the A's 4-3. We'll get the final line score here. Schiraldi will get the save. The win goes to Boyd. The loss goes to Stewart. Schiraldi will go an inning and a third, and he will actually picks up his 9th save. So let's get this way out here. Again, thanks to Ben and Dan and others who caught this. So let's see here. For the Red Sox, 4 runs on 9 hits and 1 error. For the A's, 2 runs, 6 hits, and 2 errors. Schiraldi, inning and a third, 1 hit, nothing else. So Boyd gets his first win. He goes to 1-1, lowers his ERA to 5.94. Schiraldi gets his 9th save. Stewart drops to 11-4 on the replay. Red Sox left 12 runners on base, so it probably should have been not this close, but they left a lot of guys on base. So to go to the standings now, and with this game in place, the Kansas City Royals now trail the Oakland A's by 6 games. It was 7, but they've made up a full game. They are 6 games back. They are 42-38, and the A's are now 48-32. So exactly 6 games back. And the Red Sox, they're still out of it. They're 35-46. They pulled it within 20 games of the Brewers, so they're not really in it. Red Sox are 39-42 real world at this point, so they're basically 4 games under where they should be, or where they, were in real world. A's 48-32. They are 5 games better. They were 43-37 in real world at this point. So that's going to do it from here. We will flip the page for tomorrow, and we will head to Seattle, where it'll be the Detroit Tigers taking on the Seattle Mariners. Dan Petrie against Mark Langston. And that'll be from the Kingdome in Seattle. So again, thanks to everybody for being here and putting up through this interesting stream, to say the least, with all the technical issues, the weather, and all kinds of good stuff, and a couple of mistakes. but we got through it thanks to you guys' help. Almost feel energetic enough to go out and make a walking video. How about that? I'm sure everybody would love that, wouldn't they? All right, so that's going to do it from here. Tonight, of course, we have the Rockies in San Francisco trying for another win as they take on Robbie Ray and the San Francisco Giants. They'll be sending Antonio Sensatella to the mound. That'll be from Oracle Park, and that'll be around 9:15 tonight. And then tomorrow again, Detroit and Seattle. Probably, I'm thinking Friday will be where I put the next golf tournament up. I believe that's the Byron Nelson Classic. Maybe it's somewhere in Texas. I don't remember the exact tournament, what it is, who the sponsor is, and all that stuff. But that'll be the next one in History Maker Golf. But we're sticking with Stratomatic for the next couple of games. Rockies tonight, Tigers and Mariners tomorrow. So until next time, stay safe out there if you're around those storms. Enjoy playing whatever hobby you choose to play, however you choose to play it. And don't forget, if you need to up your Stratomatic inventory, they do have free shipping going on right now. So if there are seasons out there that you would like, now's a good time to get them because you don't have to pay for the ungodly shipping rates. I can't really think of anything out there that I really, really, really want. Maybe 85, possibly, but you got to spend $100 to get the free shipping. And I really don't want to spend $100 to save 10. That's just not very smart. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But if you choose to do it, now's the time to do it. So until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.